Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today guys, we're going to go over everything you need to know about Update 20 for Blox Fruits. Yes, it is finally here, and I am so excited. It is actually coming out tomorrow, October 21st, 2023. But yeah, it is super cool. There's so much stuff that we know, and there's so many cool details that I can't wait to get into. Let's get started. The first thing we get into is the new locations. That we know of now, there was only one, which is this huge building that is surrounded by these rocks and some smaller buildings around it. Inside, it's like an open area. We don't know about any bosses or NPCs that are going to be in this location. But it looks really cool, and I hope that something cool can come out of this when the update releases. We also have 5 new boats that we know of now that will be released in this update. The cool thing with these boats is there is 2 of them that can fly above the ocean. I don't think they can fly on land, which if so, it would be sick. There's this one huge one that has flames coming out of the back and some wings. It looks absolutely awesome. You can decrease and increase the distance of air. I don't know how far up, or if you can even go on land, which if so would be OP. There's also a smaller one that has these little wings that sort of remind me of Skypiea based ships, which I think would be sick. All of them actually look really cool, and I can't wait to see what they look like in game. The first huge thing in this game is enchantments. Enchantments are things that will increase the damage or different items about your sword and weapon. It can be created by a scroll, which is gained by crafting through materials that you gain. You can enchant your weapons through a person called the Dragon Talon Sage, which is in the new area, and that's where you can enchant your weapons through the different scrolls that you use. There are a few different types of scrolls, including the Blessed Scroll, the Cursed Scroll, the Mythical Scroll, the Legendary Scroll, the Rare Scroll, and the Common Scroll. We don't know exactly which each and every single one gives and the restrictions for them, but I'm guessing each one is created by specific materials, and they give a certain amount of enchantments and different level based enchantments. And the best enchantments will only be attainable by the mythical scrolls or something like that. But it seems like there's a few different types of scrolls and different rarities for them. We were able to see the legendary scroll being used, which gives a ton of different enchantments to your weapon, which is probably going to be different each and every single time you use it. But here's some that we know that will be added. The Beast Enchantment, which increases damage dealt to beast users. The Efficient Enchantment, that increases XP from NPCs. We have the Elemental Enchantment that increases damage dealt to element users. We also have the Fortune Enchantment, which increases money drop from NPCs. We also have the Natural Enchantment, which increases damage dealt to natural users, which I'm guessing means people that have not eaten or do not have a devil fruit. There's also the Sharp Enchantment, which increases damage to NPCs. We also have the Vampiric Enchantment, which heals you a specific amount of percentage depending on the damage dealt to a different player. We also have a really cool one called the Masterpiece. It is a unique skill that has no cost and increases the damage and also reduces cooldown on attacks. Now moving on to fruits, we have 2 new fruits that we know are releasing. We have the Song Fruit, which has a tempo system that is being charged by holding F, which is also the flight move, and gives the users and nearby allies a shield that reduces incoming damage by 20%, and also speed and defense increase, which is completely OP. And you think it's just a defense based fruit that helps your allies during a fight? Wrong. There is so many really cool attacks that this fruit has. The first attack is called Rhapsody Notes. It shoots out about 3 to 4 bombs like attacks that completely blow up the enemy. Once it shoots out and then it hits, it blows up the enemy. There's also Fortissimo, which is a huge blast attack, kind of like a horn. There's the Sympathetic Radiance, which is a disco ball that shoots out lasers everywhere. And at the end, a huge bomb goes after the player and like blows up. It's really big. There's also the Glorious Harmony that shoots out about 5 bombs that shoot out and hit the player. And the last one, it creates a huge explosion that kind of reminds me of one of the flame attack moves. Then there's the Flight move, which again increases the charge up on the tempo move. Once the tempo is charged up, it gives all those buffs. It also turns all your moves for the Song Fruit gold, which is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Now, the next fruit is the Mammoth Fruit. It has a ton of really cool moves and a cool transformation. The first attack is the Ancient Cutter, which shoots off 3 slices at the enemy and has a huge hitbox. The next one is True Prehistoric Punt, which is a dash move that flings the enemy after you hit it. There's also the Colossal Crusher, which is the same as the Prehistoric Punt. But after the dash move is used and hits the player, it slams them down onto the ground. Then they have Stampede, which is a huge dash move that will shoot you longer and farther, depending on how long you hold in that move. Then there's also the Transformation, which turns you into a mammoth that looks absolutely just really sick and really cool. Probably one of the best looking transformations we have. With that attack, each one has different attacks and changes up a bit. Stampede turns into a running based move that will make you go faster. You can also jump / Geppo and dash in the transformation, and once you release the jumping and you fall down, it creates a smackdown when you hit the ground. The M1 is crazy too. It has the same shock move as Leopard after you hit it a few times, and it has a giant blast, which is really cool. Ancient Cutter is just a bigger version of its move without the transformation. Prehistoric Punt is also the same, but shoots the player upwards instead of flinging them forward. Colossal Crusher is also the same, with or without the transformation. It's just the same exact move. The next really cool thing that's in this update is sea events. There's going to be a ton of different ones. We only know the look of one of them, which kind of looks like a really cool sea beast, but a lot harder probably. They drop different materials that can be used to make the scrolls for enchantments. And there's the materials, like I said, there's a crafting menu that you can use, and that's how you make the enchantments. There is also a new weapon coming out called the Shark Anchor, which has 2 moves. The Typhoon Toss, which reminds me of the Dough move, the Awakened Dough move, where it spins you around, grabs the player, spins them around in circles, and then just tosses them instead of slamming them up and then bringing them straight down as the Dough move does. Then there's also Armor Breaker, which is a dash move that also has a slam down move. Both of them trap the enemy and then attack them, so it's really hard to get out of that. There's gonna be so many cool combos with that move, so I'm excited to see what happens with that. There's a new fighting style coming out, which I'm excited, called Sanguine Art. It has a few moves. One of the moves is called Bloodbane Drain, which grabs a player, rapidly damages them, and then tosses them straight forward. There's also the Scarlet Tear, which is a huge slash attack that launches the player. The range is super good. The hitbox is really nice. There's also the Devourer of Worlds, which is a huge arm that hits the player and striking the player with five red balls that are stuck to the player, shoots straight off of them, and then runs straight back in and hits the player, which it looks really cool. If you attack in the air with this move, it also creates a huge ball that then launches at the player that you're attacking. The M1 is also huge and is really good. I'd probably say the best M1 range attack uh, for a fighting style, which it just looks really cool, and definitely will probably be one of the best fighting styles that we know of and that we have. There was also sword reworks that are gonna be happening, but there's so much detail about that I think it'd be best to put in another video. If you want me to go over all the sword reworks, let me know down in the comments down below. But besides that, that will be it for today, and I hope you guys enjoy Update 20 coming out tomorrow. Bye!